Hello, class. Welcome back to Viva Barca and welcome to the home of everything Barcelona, where we are going to be focusing on manager Xavi's press conference ahead of Valencia clash tomorrow, Saturday, as Xavi talks Bellerin, Alejandro Balde, Lewandowski, Pedri, winter transfers ahead of that Valencia clash tomorrow. Then to conclude the episode, we are going to be discussing on the official squad list that have been released ahead of that La Liga encounter away at Valencia. So guys, before we get right into it, please do ensure to subscribe if you haven't. And please don't forget to turn on the post bell notification to always stay notified whenever I post a new video. Consider liking the video and please watch right up to the very end. Following their elimination from the Champions League group stages, Xavi took all the blame possible, moving the spotlight away from his players as any good manager would. However, that does not take away the grave circumstances the club has been put in this season. After spending more than 150 million euros in the summer, Barcelona were among the contenders for the Champions League, but came up with less than a challenge. Now, all the focus should be shifted to La Liga, where they stand 3 points clear of Real Madrid, still more than in with a shot at the title. Barca will be looking to go head-to-head against Valencia at the Mestalla tomorrow. Xavi spoke to the media as part of his pre-game press conference. On the game, he said, Valencia will be intense and aggressive. The 3 points are very important for us. On playing with a fourth midfielder, Xavi said, with a fourth midfielder, we have more control, we have more possession. Using the tactic in a game depends on the game. In many moments, we need to pause and calm down, and we have talked about that after the Bayern Munich game. On the Champions League exit, he said, I have told the players that we have to change our minds. We need to change our minds. The Champions League has been a series of misfortunes. We have had options and personality, but it escaped us. We have to turn the page and think about La Liga now. On title chances, he said, I'm still positive. The Champions League is a huge blow, but there are other competitions left and we can have a great season. We think about the league, we are fighting for the title, and that is energy we must follow. We are good in the locker room and tomorrow will be a great moment to fight back. Now the league, the Copa, the Spanish Super Cup and the Europa League. We must fight for all trophies. We folded the Champions League page. On Joan Laporta, he said, I often talk to the president, we travel together, and we always see each other after games. On Gavi, he said, he's fine now and never complains, he's ready and he will assess if he can play tomorrow. On Nico Gonzalez, he said, we are keeping tabs on Nico, he's maturing and the system is going well for him. He participated but has competition because we are talking about a team like Valencia with very good players. I spoke to Nico, and the plan was for him to have minutes, but he chose Valencia. He is now playing, but maybe not what he aspires to. But it is his personal decision. The clause in his contract, I think it's good that he cannot play against us. We don't want him to harm us. It's a good decision by the club. Can he return in January? Now there is a break because of the World Cup. We will then decide what is the situation of the team. Then talking about Pablo Torre, Xavi said he plays very well. He's a strong player. He plays between the lines and can shoot. He would definitely play more time because we trust him. On winter transfers, the manager said, it's too early to talk about that. I'm talking to Matteo Alemani, but it's very early. On Alejandro Balde, he said, we don't have subs and starters at Barcelona. He's great and shows that every time he plays. On the result, he said, the results will come. If they don't, a new coach will come. On the wingers, Ansu, Ferran, Rafinha, he said, starting four midfielders in the last game made us play less wingers. They need to be ready to play as many minutes as they get, though. On Lewandowski's performance in big games, he said, we are working on this as a team. We know that we have to improve. We try to give everyone the tools to enter the box and score. There are many things that need to be improved and the results are not helping us, but we have to find Lewandowski more, definitely. On Christensen and Memphis Depay, he said, we will try to prepare them for Tuesday's match or for the Almeria game next week. On Pedri, he said, I see him happy and always participating. He is an important player for us. We want him to play a lot by playing between the lines and switching it between back and front. On Hector Bellerin, he said, Roberto and Bellerin have a similar profile. Of course, Hector is fine. Physically, it is the last game we all suffered. Great words there from Xavi, of course, after a hugely disappointing week, midweek, crashing out of the Champions League in such a brutal fashion. Of course, we just need to keep our heads straight and focus on the next challenge ahead, which will be in La Liga, Valencia, away from home. And that is not an easy game as well, so we need to play well to win. Valencia have never been an easy opponent for Barca in the history of La Liga. Of course, even though we have a better head-to-head with them, but especially away from home, they always disturb us. But I think we should try to focus and try to keep those Champions League mishaps behind us. I think if Xavi can motivate the players enough, they can be able to be motivated and forget about those results and focus on the league. Right now, we have to go for La Liga very strongly, very strongly. Of course, La Liga is the second biggest after the Champions League, so I think Xavi will prioritize La Liga to other trophies, even though Xavi is always insisting that definitely we need to fight for other trophies. Apart from the Champions League that we're already out, we have Europa League to play, we have Copa del Rey, we have Super Cup, which comes in January. So we have to fight for those four trophies, So let's see how the team competes. But so far, it has been poor in our team. We have not been competing enough. And of course, looking at the games that were trashed in the Champions League, anybody can argue that Barca will deserve to be trashed because we are not up to the standards. Xavi's tactics, Xavi's inexperience is also playing a key role in that. Then on to the next story of discussion. Barcelona are coming off a heart-wrenching 3-0 defeat at the hands of Bayern Munich, and the October schedule is still far from over. Tomorrow, Saturday, we take on Valencia and Mestalla, hoping to keep our league form alive against Real Madrid. Roberto misses out on the traveling team list owing to injury he picked up against Athletic Club Bilbao last weekend. Xavi was subbed off due to a knock as well, but was a part of the squad versus Bayern even though he did not play. Andreas Christensen was thought to return in time to play this game, but has not yet been given the medical green light. His participation versus Victoria Pleasant is still unsure too. The same goes for Memphis Depay, who has missed all games after an international break so far due to a hamstring injury. There are no updates about his recovery, but we can expect to see him around next week, ideally. Pablo Torre has gotten some valuable minutes under his belt in the last two games and could also be called on tomorrow's if Barca are in comfortable position. So as you can see, the squad list, they were after Stegen, Bellerin, Piqué, Sergio Busquets, Ousmane Dembele, Pedri, Gonzalez, Lewandowski, Ansu Fati, Ferran Torres, Marcos Alonso, Jordi Alba, Kise, Frenkie de Jong, Rafinha, Koundé, Eric Inaki Pena, Balde, Gavi, Pablo Torre, and Arnaud Tenas. So guys, with that, we have come to an end of this episode. Thanks a lot for watching. Until next time. Bye-bye.